The RCMP says human smuggling from Canada to the United States has become a growing and lucrative market. It's attracting both domestic and international criminal organizations, and they're looking to make big money by taking advantage of vulnerable people. Jorge Barrera has been investigating, and he's live with us this morning. Jorge, good to see you and to share your reporting. What have you learned about human smuggling from this country south of the border?
Well, if you could just call up some video that we have here, and on the surface, if you're seeing this video, it seems kind of lighthearted, just some guys playing in the snow. But U.S. border authorities say these individuals were actually on a run to the Vermont-Quebec border to pick up people who had been smuggled in from the U.S. The individual who posted this video, Elmer Brand Galvez, according to U.S. court records, was part of this New Jersey-based human smuggling organization. And he was actually arrested in June and found with 4 Guatemalan nationals in the backseat of his SUV. Now, well, he was never charged. There's a lot of court records around his arrest that mention his arrest and as part of this investigation to his New Jersey network. And they actually revealed to us how much cash this network could actually pull in. Now, Brand Galvez himself was allegedly paid $2,000 to go on this run, and that the 4 individuals in the back of his vehicle, they each paid $6,000 to get smuggled in, meaning this network was going to pull in $24,000. And on top of that, the Canadian broker was going to make half of that, $12,000. And this broker, Simon Jacinto Ramos, was actually indicted in August. And as far as we know, he's currently free, even though he's wanted for extradition in the United States. And we actually visited his last known address in an apartment in Montreal's North End, knocked on the door. The person there said he doesn't live there anymore, but he still gets their mail. We checked the U.S. Quebec court records and found that he actually has a court date on January 4th, and he's facing charges of assault with a weapon, criminal harassment, and breaching conditions related to a peace bond involving restraining order involving his spouse, and that he also was fined $3,000 for drinking and driving in 2021. Heather?
Jorge, I'm looking at this. That was incredible video. And I'm thinking about the RCMP as being responsible for policing the border between customs posts. This must be posing a tremendous challenge for officers right now.
So we spoke with Mathieu Bertrand, who's the Chief Superintendent for Sears Organized Crime and Border Integrity Policing. He says that, yes, they are seeing an increased number of these types of human smuggling activities, specifically through a borderline area between Eastern Ontario, Quebec, New York State, and Vermont. And on the U.S. side, U.S. border authorities call this the Swanton sector, over almost 7,000 interceptions in a 12-month span. And Bertrand says RCMP tools are limited in dealing with this. Here's what he had to say.
If we intercept individuals prior to them crossing the border, they're in fact not committing any offense, and therefore, we have no authority to ask questions or begin an investigation at that time. In certain cases, we're seeing individuals facilitating, simply bringing individuals near the border, and it's very hard to identify the elements of the offense to charge those individuals and bring them to court.
And as we know, this is a dangerous endeavor. 8 people drowned in the St. Lawrence River just in March trying to be smuggled into the U.S. Heather?